surprise for you today. I love when I can do one project and it kind of helps multiple places in the house. Is this not beautiful? Hey, welcome back to the channel. I have a surprise for you today. So if you have been following along for a while, then you will remember when we did our living room makeover last year. Actually, right around this time, we were finishing up the makeover. And if you have not seen that makeover, you've got to go watch it. And I know everyone's always like, if you've not seen this video, go watch it. You've got to see this makeover because our living room literally looked like a bachelor pad. And now it is a functioning, beautiful space. And we did it all with thrifted furniture only, with things we already had, with paint, and we DIY'd it. And it was all on a budget. It's been a huge transformation for us. We love hanging out in our living room, and so if you've not seen that series, I will definitely leave it linked for you and you need to go watch it. But just in case you've not seen it yet, there was a table behind our sofa and I hunted for it and we found it on Facebook Marketplace. And at the time that I was trying to find that table or what I was going to put behind the sofa, I was just dead set on the fact we needed storage. I needed storage space behind the sofa. I thought I was going to store board games. I wanted a place to display decor. I don't know. I really was set on the fact we needed a lot of storage behind there. So I settled on this piece and it's worked really, really well for us for the last year. You know, it's been beautiful. It's worked well. It was only $15 on Facebook Marketplace. Is it the highest quality furniture? No. But for $15, it has been more than enough for us this past year. But I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace, like you do, and I came across a table that I fell in love with. And it's what I had originally pictured behind our sofa, but it doesn't have very much storage. And so I kind of nixed that idea early on, but now that I know that I don't need a bunch of storage, I kind of went for it. Do you want to see the table? So, just a reminder, this is what we've been living with, and it's basically all decor. I only use it for decor. And a matter of fact, I don't even think I've changed the styling of this in, I don't know, 6 months? Probably like the whole year. I've really only like tweaked 1 or 2 pieces the entire year. So I obviously don't need all of this out. I want to go for something sleeker. I'm so excited. Let me just show you. Is this not beautiful? I found this table for $200 and I actually talked them down to $180 and it is solid. Like the legs are just solid. I actually was not certain I wanted a black table just because like I have the black stairs, I have a black coffee table, I have black feet on my couch. Like, you've been around, you know, I paint everything black. I love it. So I didn't know if I wanted this table to be black, especially since my entry table is black. I didn't want to walk in and just have everything be really matchy. So I wasn't sure how I would feel about it. But I don't mind it, one, because I love it. I don't mind it. But two, I decided to go with it because I can see on the corners here where it's kind of scuffed up that there is a really pretty wood grain under here. So I'm going to live with it, painted as it is. But should I ever decide, you know what, that is too much of painted black, I can always strip this thing down and stain it a warm wood color. That's always an option because this thing is so solid. So I'm not going to make more work for myself just yet. I'm going to live with it as it is, but that's always an option in the future. And so that's kind of just what sold me. I fell in love with it. I love the shape of it. I think it's going to be stunning. It's also longer than this current console, and I think it's going to be a better scale for this space. It's also a little deeper, which originally I didn't want something super deep, but we have so much room over here that it's kind of just like really awkward room. It's basically one big wide walkway to nowhere. So I don't mind this being a little deeper. Yeah, I'm just so excited about this. Hopefully you are pleasantly surprised and you agree with me that this is the right move. So I have been sitting on this for a week or two now, waiting to swap it until I could show you guys properly. And I think today's the day. I think it's finally time to swap it and see how this thing looks behind the couch. Okay, it is all cleared out. And you may be wondering what I'm going to do with this. So I definitely didn't just get a new table to just replace this and call it a day. I already had a plan in mind. I know exactly where I'm going to use this, and it's actually going to upgrade that space as well, and that is our office. I'm going to be moving this up to the office because we do need more storage in there. And this is going to fit so much better between our two bookshelves. So I'm just really excited because I love when I can do one project and it kind of helps multiple places in the house. And so just know I didn't just go and replace something that was working perfectly well. I already had a plan, and now I can help two areas in our house instead of just one. Yeah, I'm going to be moving this upstairs, and we are going to be moving our new table behind the sofa. That was good, boy. You didn't forget the vacuum at all. No, you did good, boy. That was good, boy. Yeah. You didn't forget the vacuum at all. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. What have we got going on here? Okay, so one thing that I didn't love and I didn't realize until I got it home was that the drawers, the knobs don't fit. So they're just a plain black knob, and I was already planning on swapping the hardware for something gold anyway because I just thought it needed that. But this is like unacceptable, so at least I had a really good excuse for swapping them out. See, this was just too long, and it didn't have a nut or anything to go on this side in order to make it fit correctly, so it was kind of just wobbling around. I actually stopped and went to the store to see if I could find something that I liked better. I decided to go to Hobby Lobby because they always have like that aisle where it's just out on display and you can buy them singular instead of in packs of like 10 because I only need 3. And they also have very decorative ones. And I was very tempted by a couple of beautiful decorative ones, and I am very curious if you would have picked one of those over what I actually went with, or if you're happy with what I went with. But I pulled up the photo of the table, and I don't know how hard it is to see on camera, but it's actually got some pretty, decent detail on the table itself. The legs are very rounded, and I just thought ultimately that it would just be too much, especially when it's not original to the piece. So I decided to go with something quite simple, and I just got these solid brass knobs. So these are not completely round. They're almost got like a handmade quality to them. I don't know if you can see that. They definitely are not perfect. They are very heavy, and I like the feel of them. They're just perfectly understated, but when you get up close, I think they're going to be the little detail that we need. So this is what I went with. Hopefully you're not too disappointed. But yeah, I'm just quite happy with these and with like the understated details that it kind of has. To me, it just makes it look very found, very vintage, and like it kind of just belongs on this table. So that's what I went with, and I'm excited to finally have some knobs on this table that work correctly. You cannot tell me that is not better. I'm very happy with this decision. The more I look at it, the more I'm so glad that I went with my gut on these really simple ones versus something more ornate, even though in the store I loved them so much. But this really is the move with this. It just needed to be simple. But these knobs have such a weight to them. They don't feel bland or boring. I love them. I love them. My one thing that I was a little concerned with is this table is actually about 2 inches shorter than the other one. And we use this like on the back side of the sofa to like set our drinks on or set books on. So hopefully it's not too far down. I don't think it is. I went on the other side of the sofa and it like doesn't seem like it's too far of a drop. And as far as decor goes, like I can still put a lamp and I can stack up some books and get some height. So I'm not worried about the look of it. It's more just functional. Is it going to be too low of a drop to set our drink on it from the sofa? It just like really cleaned up the look of this. And as you know, I've been wanting to declutter for a while. So kind of walking in and just seeing all that decor, as much as I love it, it just was a little much. And I think this is just going to look much cleaner. You know, maybe we'll get some baskets under here for our temporary items instead of just sitting them by the door. So, you know, I think this has potential and I'm really, really excited about it. Let's do a really simple styling before I clean up for the day. I think I want to keep it super simple. Like I said, I really just wanted to come in and not see a bunch of clutter and decor, even though I love it. I just want a change. So I think we're going to do something really simple and really similar to what I already had here, but just the top. But I want to bring back my lemon tree. If you remember back in the fall, I had my lemon tree in here, but I moved him because he looks very summery. And so he's been in the kitchen for this entire time, but I think it's time that he comes back out to the living room. I cannot tell you how proud I am of this plant looking this happy. So these are actually the books that I got at those recent garage sales and estate sales. They're the really pretty art books, and I'm loving the way that this touch of green looks with the black. And then this was the book that I already had sitting on the previous table. I like how it sandwiches it with linen, olive linen. And then I always put my drink up here, so a coaster is a must. This cutie lamp with the thrift stickers still on it, $5. And the last thing, for a touch of wood tone up here, this, I don't know if you remember, was generously sent to me by one of you guys. And it is just, I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces. And it stays out right here all the time because it makes me happy when I see it. And I'm still just so grateful that you thought of me when you saw it. So that and a couple of little books. And I think we're gonna call this swap successful. I love it so much. This makes me so happy. I had been feeling the need for a while for a change back here. I can't believe I found this table when I did, and it just all worked out, and I really, really love it. I'm super happy with the choice of knob that I went with. I think the simple, it just looks so good. I do think that it's a little bit more scratched and it has just a little bit more wear and tear than what I want. And also on camera, the places where it's distressed, in person it doesn't look this way, but on camera it looks really red, I realized. It actually is more of like a much more neutral brown, but I still kind of, it makes me want to refinish it, just knowing that there's that red tint there. I'm going to live with it like this for now, and I'm going to go ahead and put away all of my decor. I guess it's just going to go in my thrift closet for now. I have so much, and I just know that I can't use it all, and it just makes me really sad, and I still need to go through it, and obviously I'll definitely take you along with me when I do finally get the courage to go through it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm really torn because every piece that I have thrifted and hunted for, like, I fall in love with. It has a memory. It's a little treasure that I found, and I know that it can look good, but I can't use it all in my house. And so I'm really debating about what to do with it all. I'm at a place where I know I need to rehome some of it, and I just don't know the best way to do that. And I feel like the only people who would really appreciate it are you guys, because you came along with me on those thrift trips. And so I don't know. I'm still brainstorming ideas. Some of the ideas I've had is maybe doing like a live here on YouTube and letting you guys claim different pieces, and you would just pay for the shipping to get it to you, basically. I've considered doing like collections on the website, like little collected boxes. That way I'm not like gouging you on shipping, because it can all like come together. So yeah, I've considered doing that. I don't know what to do with it. There's just too much of it. I definitely can't list it all individually on the website. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it. I just want to make sure that they all find amazing homes where they're loved and appreciated, and where they can be on display like they deserve to be, because there's some really amazing stuff out there and I just can't use it all. So that's definitely a future problem, but I would love to go ahead and hear some of your ideas for how I can best share those finds with you that I decide I don't have room for and can't keep. So I would love any and all ideas. Truly, I'm at a loss with what to do with it all. But yeah, I'm going to clean up this decor. I'm going to put it in the closet, the stuff I'm not using anymore. And unfortunately, one, I'm losing daylight, and so it's like very dark in the house, and so I don't want to film anymore. Two, that is so heavy. I did not realize it until I was trying to drag it out of here. There's no way I'm getting that up the stairs by myself, so I'm going to have to wait till Josh gets home, which won't be till tomorrow. So I'm going to have to wait till he gets home from the fire department to help me move that upstairs in order to do the second part of this, which is the office. So I'll probably call it a night and just put away this decor, but I'm excited to show you what a difference it's going to make in the office, because if it made this big of a difference in the living room, like, the office is going to be amazing. It has actually been so long now since I moved this thing upstairs that I don't remember what I've told you, what I've said. So we're just going to dive into actually getting this where I have intended for it to go for weeks now. So even though the whole point was to move this upstairs, so that way here in the office we can actually have a little bit better storage situation, I have absolutely put off moving it and organizing everything, because we just have a lot of stuff, and I don't know if you can tell, but the office is kind of a mess right now. And yeah, I've just kind of been putting it off, but not anymore. Today's the day. I'm like ready to go, and I'm also ready. We did some decluttering this past weekend, and I am beyond ready to get rid of this piece that we are using in the office. It has served us really well. Despite being a very cheap flat pack piece of furniture, it has served us really well for years. So we've had it in the office for about 1.5 years. It has worked as our little credenza storage unit. Before that, we had our TV on it in our bedroom before we got a proper dresser. And yeah, it has done its time. It has worked very well despite not being the prettiest of pieces. And it is time to finally cycle it out, upgrade, let it go. The first step is definitely going to be taking everything off of that current piece and getting it out of the way, so that way we can move the new piece into place. Well, that's fun. This works so much better for so many different reasons. The first one being, it just looks nicer. The wood tone looks nicer. The piece of furniture is in better condition. It's a little bit newer, it's in better shape. But it's also taller, which is going to be a great thing for the lamp that I had on here. In the past, on that thing, the lamp was down here. And so it can't really project light up and out into the room very well because it's already down low. The next thing is that it's a lot thinner. Well, not a lot, but it's definitely a more narrow piece, which means we have a lot more room for the desk chair now. I don't know exactly how much, I could probably measure it, but based on the old footprint of the other piece, we gained back at least 4 inches, which when you're talking about a crowded space, that can be a lot. So that's huge, and it's gonna make this room feel a lot less crowded and just feel like it works better. And then finally, and probably most obviously and most importantly, there's a lot more storage in this piece than there was in the other one. The other one really wasn't intended to be a storage piece. It was meant to be a stand. And so this piece has a lot more shelving, and I think it's going to work really well in the office where we can add the baskets and like the magazine files and things like that. I think the printer is going to work great on top of this. I just think it's going to be a much better use of space. And so this is awesome, especially since we already had this piece and we had been using it in a different place, and now we get to use it here. I don't know. I think it's just going to work so much better. Why I took so long to do this. It's made the biggest difference. Like, maybe it doesn't come across on camera as well as in person, but it feels so much more spacious in here now. Like, having this piece be taller on this back wall and then a lot more narrow just really opened up this whole place. And like, the way that this storage works down here works much better for an office setting, especially compared to the other TV stand. And I realized that even though I originally thought that we got maybe, I don't know, 4 inches or so, because this is much more narrow, I realized the reason it feels so much more is because that piece, the top of it overhangs where the foot actually sits. So I was measuring where the foot was sitting, and the top actually overhangs another inch or 2. So we probably got closer to 6 inches of extra space right here, which just makes a world of difference. I had to incorporate a catch-all tray. These things, I'm pretty sure, are gonna save our marriage because I have to have things like in a spot, and he very much knows where everything is and kind of just leave it as he's going. I can't do anything with those things because he will come back and he will know he needs it, but it will drive me absolutely nuts until it's taken care of. And so now I have one of these catch-all spots in pretty much every area of the house. He has a whole cabinet downstairs in the entry, and he can put whatever he wants in there. And if I find things that I don't necessarily want out and about, he knows he can find them in there because I've probably put them in there. As far as in here, the desk was usually covered with like papers and notes and like little jotted down things that need to be filed. And so now there's a catch-all for that. He can easily get to it. he can do whatever he wants with this. Highly recommend. And by the way, this is, I'm pretty sure, one of those covers for like a glass baked tray thing. I thrifted it a long time ago and I've used it in so many different places, so thrifted finds for the win always. I'm shocked at how well this turned out, considering all we did was rearrange some furniture. But yeah, both downstairs behind the sofa, it looks so much better down there because we just didn't need all this visual clutter. And then up here, the function is so much better. So let this be an encouragement to you that you can reuse things in your home and it will probably make a huge difference to you. Even though it's not a huge change, it can be a big difference. And this is project number 2 in a row now where I have simply rearranged where some of our furniture is, and it's completely changed how I feel about multiple spaces in our home. So definitely look around your house, see what you have, see what you can use somewhere else, see what you might like somewhere else, and you might be surprised about how much you can do with what you already have. This was definitely a great addition to our little teeny tiny project series. I think it might be the last one for a little while. I don't want to say too much, but the next video may be a slightly larger project, and I'm just going to leave you there. So make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss it, because I know you guys and you know about this project, and I think you're going to freak out when you see that that's what we're doing. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you come back, and I will see you so soon in the next one. Bye!